round 9 at Galactic Circus. With me right now is the top 2 for SoulCalibur V. We have Woody on this side who uses Yoshimitsu. Anyone else? Just Yoshi?
Just Yoshi, really.
And of course on this side, AlexMD, who's won the last 2 except tonight. Welcome, Alex. And who do you use, Alex?
I use Mitsurugi and Maxi at the moment.
All right, so what did you do different that let you finally take first place? Because you've made top 3 the last few times. So did you actually go home and practice, or are these guys slacking off?
No, I went home and practiced like nearly at least an hour every night. Like they use characters that I've never really versed much, like Mitsurugi, Maxi, Alexia, and it's like they're characters that are really, really fast for me, and I don't really know them from a bar of soap. So, and learning today, like today, I was doing a lot of good punishments and everything, and I had it pretty much nailed down, and that got me to win, basically.
And what about you, Alex? Now that he's caught up in skill level with all that practicing, are you going to step it up a little bit further and make sure that he never wins again?
Gonna try. I've actually been practicing more for next week. I've been practicing the Nightmare matchup and the Hildair matchup because there's a player from Sydney coming down that plays Hildair.
That's Runus, I'm guessing.
So I think maybe I slept on Kev a bit too much.
Well, I want to ask you, like, there is a Sydney player coming down, but it's only one, and this is a pretty big SoulCalibur tournament. So what's the scene like in Australia?
I don't really know.
Well, you are new to the SoulCalibur scene. You are a Tekken player, so maybe we'll ask Alex. Alex, do you know about the Australian scene? Like, is it a big scene?
Not really. I think like most 3D games, there's probably a core group of maybe like 6 to 10 strong players in both Sydney and Melbourne. So traditionally, it's always been the Sydney-Melbourne rivalry, just like in every single other game.
Except maybe Marvel, which is Melbourne, Queensland.
Oh yeah, shout out to Queensland.
What do you think needs to happen for more people to embrace SoulCalibur V?
Stop playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's a horrible game.
What makes SoulCalibur better than Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
It's more fun. You can actually have fun. Like, it's one of those games where, like, even like if you put a really good player against a really good player, they're really fun games. And even like people who are not as good, they can always have fun with it. Well, you got Street Fighter Cross Tekken. You gotta know what you're doing to know what to win, to play well. And I don't know, it's just so much really at stake when you play it though. Like especially in like when you're playing in tournaments and such, it puts so much pressure on you, even though it's just a relatively new game. And it's got so many stupid things in it, like gems. Really? Gems? DLC? Really? So I'm at one wit's end with it. It's like, nah.
What about you, Alex? What do you think needs to happen to improve the scene in Australia for SoulCalibur?
I think the Soul Symphony thing's a good step in the right direction. There's been a lot of interest on the Facebook page and such, but I just think there's only maybe 100 fighting game players in general in Melbourne, for instance, and for them to switch to Calibur, the only reason they would do that is if the game they're currently playing sucked and they didn't want to play it anymore. I think if Cross Tekken and games like that are decent, most people, they don't even have the time to play one game to a high level. So I think it's going to be a big struggle to get those players to play Calibur, to be honest.
All right, any last words, any shout-outs you want to give? Maybe a call-out to all those SoulCalibur players watching at home?
Yeah, I got a SoulCalibur player I wouldn't mind saying thanks to. I'd like to say thanks to Eclair. He came second today in the tournament. And for the last couple of weeks, he's been giving me a lot of pointers and tips, and him and Alex as well gave me a lot of good tips, and they probably helped me come first today. Sorry guys, but no, like they're like a lot of the guys that play are really nice guys, and they'll like if there's something wrong with your game or like there's something you're falling for, they'll help you straight out. And I just like to thank those guys who've helped me out.
Fair enough. And I introduced you a second. I'm sorry about that, rubbing it in like that, but you actually came first. Shout outs to Eclair for coming second. And yeah, any shout outs that you want to give? There's going to be SoulCalibur players out there watching this right now thinking, what's the point of me coming out to tournaments? Anything you want to say to those guys as well?
Soul Symphony on Facebook. your chance to be slightly famous within a very small community.
All right, thanks for your time, guys. Cheers, Alex.